Welcome back to the channel and join us as we ride the famous Jacobite Steam Train, the train known all over the world from the Harry Potter franchise. Join us as we ride. The train not only breaks down once, but it breaks down twice. Also join us, we see some famous sights featured in the film, and as we explore the town of Mallaig. So we start our journey in Fort William in Scotland. We came up here on the Caledonian Sleeper, the sleeper train all the way from London Euston Station that takes you to Fort William. A 12-hour journey, and something I would recommend trying at least once. We managed to stay in an apartment overlooking Fort William, the station, so you could see the trains coming in and out, but more importantly you could see the Jacobites as it's coming in and out every day. So here was the train leaving the station the day before we went on our journey. Get all the tourists all lining up at the end of the platform to snap a picture and film a clip of the train as it leaves. It's quite a sight to see it leave. It comes out in all its glory, smoke going, and everyone there waving out the windows as they leave on their adventure on the Jacobite. So the journey is about an hour and a half, and it takes you through the countryside from Fort William all the way to Mallaig, a small fishing village on the edge of Scotland. Obviously part of that journey takes you over that famous viaduct that is featured in the Harry Potter films. So there are three classes of travel you can book when you go on the Jacobite. You get your standard class, which is quite easy to book. There's quite a lot of seats available, but you do have to book a long way in advance. Some people are booking probably up to about a year in advance just to get here. Then you can splash out a little bit more and get first class seats. Slightly more comfortable seating. You're not getting any more experience than anyone else, but you get bigger seats, and we'll have a look at those in a minute. And then you can go all the way up to the seats where you get the private booths, and they six people, and they're what you see in the films where Harry Potter meets Hermione for the first time on the train. So the morning of our travel, we get told the steam train has broken down. Disaster. We're going to get pulled by this diesel locomotive. So I will mention, obviously it does attract a lot of Harry Potter fans. People come all over the world to ride this, but it is first and foremost, it is for rail enthusiasts, and this is a classic diesel locomotive in its own right. But obviously you do get a lot of unhappy families who've come here to ride the steam train. It's famous all over the world for that. But when you're inside, the experience is still the same. So here is the first class seating inside. Obviously you can see you get quite nice little seating areas set out as a table of 4 on one side and a table of 2 on the other side. And then they're all connected, and you go on to the standard class, which are all set out as tables of 4. But yeah, once we're on board, we get going on our journey. We see the sights of Fort William as we leave, but as we are leaving, the locomotive breaks down. This is the backup locomotive to the steam train, and then we end up having to wait for about 15 minutes so they can send another diesel locomotive to pull our locomotive as well as the rest of the carriages. But once that's done and we've got our second diesel locomotive on, we get going. So we go past Neptune's staircase, a series of locks that brings the boats up. sort of above, and then we go over the famous viaduct, and obviously everyone's clambering around the windows to get a view. We also go past this island made famous from the Harry Potter films. I won't give away secrets for those that don't know, but here's that viaduct that I was telling you about, and everyone's desperately trying to climb out, climb to get to the windows. Now, what's good on board, when you get your ticket on board, it is a return journey. The trip is an hour and a half to Mallaig, then you spend 2 hours in Mallaig and you get back on the train, you come back again. But what they do, they get you to sit on the other side, so you get a view from both sides, so you don't sit in the same seats coming back, you get allocated another seat on the other side of the carriage. So for us, it was just the opposite seat, or the seat of 4 next to us, where if you're in the first class carriages where you've only got seats of 4 and 2, you go into the other carriage where basically the carriage is set the other way round. So you do get a view from both sides. You will get a view from your window no matter what, where you're sitting. So during the journey, most people bring along their own picnics. It's advisable to have a little picnic at your table as you're going through, because it's a long journey. So make the most of it, have a picnic. We took some card games, and we just enjoyed ourselves on this journey. Lots of families, lots of couples, just enjoying the view and enjoying the journey. Now, how much did it cost? Well, I'll let you know. We went in the summer of 2024, and in the standard class carriage we paid £205.75. That was including the booking fee. That was for 4 people. That was 2 adults and 2 children. So roughly £50 each. However, if you wanted to pay a bit more, you can do, and go sit in the first class carriage. So for 2 adults and 2 children in first class, it would have been £324. And then if you wanted to get your compartment, your private compartment, that would have been a total of £398. The ticket prices are set up as adult and child prices, so I'll go through those separately. So for a standard adult ticket, that was £65, and the standard child ticket was £36 each. And then the first class adult ticket was £98 each, and a first class child ticket is £64 each. A child is anyone 16 or under. If you were just 2 adults and you want to go in first class, you can get one of those private tables for 2 for £210, and the compartment is just a set price, £398. Now, during our journey, the cart comes round and has an assortment of Harry Potter themed goodies, chocolates, the chocolate frog, every flavoured beans, and other bits and pieces, mainly to do with Harry Potter. It's not a Harry Potter experience per se, but as I said, people come from all over the world because it's made famous by Harry Potter. Therefore, that's what they're catering towards, and that's what they're going to sell you. So how do you book this if you wanted to do this? You have to go on their website, which is westcoastrailways.co.uk. westcoastrailways.co.uk, and you can book on there. However, you are looking at quite a long way in advance if you want to book. So if you want to book for next year, I'll keep an eye on the website and book as soon as you can, because it will get booked up, I would say about a year in advance. Last year they had a few issues to do with getting the right permits to be able to run the carriages. Because these are historic carriages, they need a certain type of permit to be able to run, because they do run on the normal train line. They don't go on a separate line from everything else. So there were a lot of issues, a lot of dates where they couldn't run because they couldn't get the permits. I believe this has all been sorted now. They've got the temporary permits they need, which they just keep getting every year. But this is something you need to be mindful of, because you can book this experience and for whatever reason beyond their control it might not run as it did last year. So what if you want to do this experience and you want to go over that famous viaduct but not pay the sort of prices? Well, you can do. You can just go on the normal train line. Being Scotland, they don't run that many a day, but you can just get a normal ticket. I don't know how much it is, but yeah, you get a normal ticket from Fort William to Mallaig and just go across a viaduct on the normal train service. So here, this is when we're at Mallaig, and obviously you saw the two trains, the two locomotives, the broken one and the one that was pulling our broken one. And this is it, the end of the line, and we're in the fishing village at Mallaig. So we get a couple of hours to kill. There's not loads here. There's a few gift shops and a few bits and pieces. You can go for lunch. You can also book onto a whale watching tour from Mallaig, and they will make sure they take you out and get you back in time for the train. But we decided just to relax, have a walk around. We'd already had a picnic on the train, so we didn't want to go for lunch. But we had heard of a Harry Potter themed shop that we decided to go and explore. So when you come out the station, you turn right and you carry on down the high street, and we find amongst all the other shops they have in the town, you find the Harry Potter shop. So you find the Harry Potter shop with the banners outside. Obviously, you know, very famous with all the tourists, especially the ones coming off the train. So we decided to go in and have a look. It's not very big inside. It's a nice shop to go and explore around, but there's not a lot of space, so it does get very crowded during those busy periods, especially those that are rushing off the train to get on there. Now, I would presume that's when it's probably at its busiest. But you make your way down the alleyway and into the shop. Whilst we're in the shop, of course, the kids had to try the sorting hat to see what houses they're in. Dylan was Gryffindor, which he was very pleased about. And then it was Seth's turn. Seth being the cheeky younger brother. Let's have a go and see what one he was. Can everyone guess which house he was? What do you think? Yes, of course. He was a Slytherin. He wasn't overly happy about this, but, well, what can we do? Can't change fate, can you? It was good fun. We carried on looking around the shop and seeing what there was. Lots of little treats, trinkets, gems, stickers, toys. And then we went for a walk around in the water before we got back on the train and made our way back to Fort William. Would I do it again? Yes, I would. It was very enjoyable, good fun. I would like to do it with the steam train though. I would be disappointed if I did it again and the steam train had broken down again. But one day I'd like to come back and do it with the steam train. And then we get back to Fort William and one last look one of our 2 diesel locomotives. So thank you for joining us this week. Please join us next week as we go for a walking tour round Kew Gardens. We have a look, all the plants and everything they have to offer. Thank you for joining us. Please like and subscribe. We'll see you next week.